So you want to join a team. First of all, that's definitely the right move. Sarah and I met on a team. We started our careers on a team, and we attribute a lot of our success to being on a team. But not all teams are created equal. You definitely want to make sure you end up in a place that works for you, where it's a good fit and you're really going to thrive. So there's really 5 categories we've identified that you need to make sure you talk about through your interview process so that you can decipher whether a place is going to be a good fit or not.
First is all about support. You're choosing to join a team and give up potentially a large portion of your commission and your independence and autonomy because you see value in getting help and experience where you need it. You want to make sure that the team is going to really be able to give you what you need.
Here are some of the type of questions that we would ask to get a sense of their support level. First, ask them to describe all of the members of the team, what their titles are, and what they do. Run through a few scenarios. If you need help on a contract, who are you going to talk to? If you're freaking out because a client is having a meltdown, who's going to be the person to jump in and help you? Make sure you're really clear on how the dynamics of the team work when it comes to support.
Then you can also ask them what kind of continuing education and training is available. Know who your primary mentor is going to be and make sure that you talk with that person specifically as well before you get on board. The team might have a sales manager who runs the team and is more involved than the team leader. You want to make sure that you're really clear on who is going to be spending a lot of time with you. Another good question is to find out how many people work in the office versus working at home. Especially if you're newer, you want to be in a place that allows you to physically be around great energy, learning and absorbing from those on your team.
Learning by osmosis is the most valuable tool. We cannot emphasize that enough. Like, get in the office and get around people who are hustling and making things happen.
The next aspect to ask about is team culture. You want to make sure that you absolutely love where you work because this is going to be such a major part of your life. Ask the team leader this question directly. What is your team culture like? They should be able to answer this right off the bat without having to think up the answer. Ask if they have team bonding events or happy hours. Do the agents go on caravan together? You also want to ask the agents on the team this question because they'll be able to give you a really realistic answer as well.
Ask how long most people stay on the team and why most people leave. You may not get the most honest answer, but it's still going to give you really valuable information. It's also not a bad idea to ask other agents you know in the area if they know anything about the team leader or other members of the team. Again, take everything with a grain of salt, but start to compile a little bit of an opinion about this team that you maybe are joining. Once you've spoken to a couple people, ask yourself these questions. Do you vibe with the people on the team? Do you see yourself collaborating with them, working alongside them, getting along with them, seeing them as people who are going to help you grow your career? That's all super important information that can help you really sink or swim in this business.
You don't need to be best friends with everyone on your team, but you do need to feel comfortable and know that it's going to be the right place for you to grow your career. Third is leads. Leads. One of the biggest reasons anyone would go to a team is because there's going to be an overflow of business and an opportunity to get leads and clients. This is a really important conversation to have, and you want to make sure that you are super clear on the number of leads you expect to get from the team and that you feel confident that the team can actually deliver on what they're telling you regarding this.
Yeah, this is an area that can cause a lot of anger and resentment if things aren't communicated properly. So first, find out where the leads are actually coming in from. What are the sources? Is it open houses? Is the team paying for leads? Whatever it is, you just need to make sure you understand how it works. You also want to be really clear about how much business the team leader is actually generating, because so much of a team's success is often dependent, especially in the beginning, on overflow business from the team leader. So you want to know how much of the team leader's business as opposed to what all of the agents are doing individually.
You can actually just straight up ask how many leads were given out to the team in the last 6 months. How many total? How many per agent? How many open houses will I be able to sit every month? You can even ask the agents on the team, how many open houses do you get to sit every month? Again, ideally you're on a team where the team leader has so many listings and so much overflow business that they are able to pass on the open houses and any incoming leads based on those listings to every member of the team. Now, the next thing to talk about is money. You'll notice we didn't bring this up first because it's not necessarily the most important reason you join a team. There may be teams that offer bigger splits than others, but they might not offer as much help, lead, and support as teams that take a higher percentage. You obviously want to be at a place that's going to support your financial and business goals. But again, it's not the most important part about picking a team.
New agents can get really caught up in this. And of course, we all want to make money. But in the beginning, real estate is such a snowball business. So you really want to overemphasize education, learning, access to deals that you can leverage above all else. So get really clear on the commission splits. Make sure you know where you stand. They need to be fair. They need to make sense, but it's definitely not the most important thing. What's more important is understanding the value you're going to get in exchange for being a part of this bigger organization. One green flag that we always look for is a team that bases their commission structure on performance. If you have a team leader who's willing to let you move up in commission split based on you doing really well, that's really awesome. And not only means you're going to be able to take home more money, but also that they're really invested in you being more successful and not just trying to hold you down.
Such a great point, Victoria. And to go along with that, ask if your team allows you to take listings and put them in your name. Oftentimes, teams will funnel any listing lead to a team leader or to a listing manager. And listings, as well as having your name attached to them, are super crucial for your long-term and future business. If you can, find a team that allows you to put your name, even if it's as a second listing agent, on those listings, as well as having your name on a sign and on open house signs.
Last but certainly not least is expectations. Now you've gone through this process, you've probably had a few interviews, you've gotten a lot of information about the team and its members, and now it's time to have a really open conversation with your team leader about where you're at and what you really see your vision as a member of this team to be. Come up with a goal that is really exciting for you for this next year on the team. Share that with the team leader. See what they think. Get their feedback. Is it realistic? How do they handle that? Do they push you to achieve something really big? Do they give you a clear plan of action of how you're going to be able to do it? Are they kind of a Debbie Downer? All of that is really, really valuable information about how you're going to be able to coexist and work with this person.
In addition to making sure you can expect the team to hold up their end of everything they promise, find out what they are expecting of you. Do they have a minimum level of production or number of transactions that they require to stay on the team? Do they have team meetings daily or weekly that they expect to be on Zoom or in person? Find out as much as you can about all the time commitments, where you have to be, so you can evaluate if it really makes sense for you and your goals.
Ask the team leader about the most successful agents on the team and what they did to get there. That's going to be your blueprint for success. It's also really awesome information about what it's going to take to thrive here. Now, none of these conversations are particularly easy, but they're also way easier than negotiating a tough deal with a seller. So this is all incredible practice and really valuable. More importantly, if you're on a good team with an awesome team leader, they're going to so respect how thorough you are and how seriously you're taking this job search.
Getting through all of these questions and interviewing with multiple members of the team may take a couple of weeks, especially if you're speaking with more than one team, but it is so worth it. Take the time to do this so you can end up in the place that's going to be the absolute perfect fit. We'd love to hear about what questions you have asked when you've interviewed teams and what you love about where you work. Drop a comment below.
We'll see you next week.